everybody, it's Calxiyn here. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to join our Discord server or become patrons over on Patreon and comment down below with your thoughts on our video. So, we are going to talk about the history of Nomad of Nowhere, like the, kingdom, so to speak, that is in the show. Obviously, this was in the episode, but I feel like giving a brief history lesson, doesn't hurt either, because, like, you know, sometimes people can, like, not necessarily read all the subtext. There wasn't a lot of, like, there wasn't any talking there, so I understand that some people may get confused, and that's sort of what we're here for. And a couple people did ask for us to sort of go over it, and it was split up into sections, so that's sort of another thing. So we're gonna kind of go over that. So it seems like, judging by sort of the beginning of the episode, that there is a kingly type, that is, I mean, I could say, like, I'm just gonna call him a treasure raider, because, like, they're going after this, like, crown that seems to be in this very secluded area, so he kind of reminds me of, like, an, the road to El Dorado type, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because, he seems to be, like, going into this castle, like, swinging in through the window or whatever he did, you know, like, stuff like that, and that reads to me like seasoned explorer, right? So this, seasoned explorer finds this crown, and basically after finding out the crown, like, has magic, I guess, he just makes himself king, because, like, what else are you gonna do, you know what I'm saying? So that happens.
Apparently in, like, a castle that was just chilling there.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't really understand, we don't really know that part, but, like, that's sort of what's going on there. So he makes himself king, or I guess the people accept him as king, like, whatever comes first, so to speak. So then after that, he makes himself king. He's a very good king. He heals people that are sick. He helps people that are wounded. He's just an all-around decent sort of fella. And eventually, though, the crown misses out. The crown seems to be losing some magic. And, like, the king is starting to get a little stressed. So he decides to bring a wizard to sort of be like, hey, can you tell me what's going on with my indescript magical object? And the wizard says, okay, but then the wizard is also eaten, which is sort of problematic. So then he realizes that the crown eats wizards to survive. He looks kind of sad for a minute, but then he puts the crown back on in sort of a reassured state, so to speak, and he's like, all right, let's do this. And so he calls magic people in the land, I'm assuming under the guise of fixing his crown, and then, you know, he starts eating them. But then the townspeople realize and try to start a rebellion, and so he uses his crown to make a big monster and sort of attack them. This is when, I'm guessing, he decided to outlaw magic users and place a bounty on them. He could have also did that, like, when we see all the magic users coming, but I'm guessing first he was a bit more, like, discreet about it. Like, he didn't just say, like, hey, I need, like, magic is suddenly illegal, please give these people to me so I can feed my crown, you know what I mean? So I'm guessing at first he just sort of called people for help like the last guy, but then as soon as people started disappearing, like the people in the town started to get angry, right? Or the people in the kingdom, and then he sort of uses magic to silence them, and after that he outlawed magic, and then the bounty hunters came, and, you know, that's when he sort of made the governors. And the governors are sort of there to rule the four corners, so to speak, of his kingdom. And so that's just kind of where we are with the history right now. And so the Nomad is the last magic user, and El Rey wants to sort of give him to the king so he can become a governor. And so Toph wants to do it to help her people.
Not El Rey, because
El Rey, sorry, no, the Dawn.
Yes.
Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, thank you for that correction. That was important. So yeah, that's our history lesson right there, basically.
He wants to give it to himself because, frankly, he's been working too hard.
Oh dear. Yeah, so that's something that I thought.
So I guess, like, initially I guess I had the idea, like, what if the Nomad is like this ancient, like people who were drawn out of a land, and I mean, like, I guess, like, technically, but also not in the same way I thought.
It seems like magic right now, they may not be too... Okay, well, here's two things, right? It seems like the people that Toph is from, That was a bad way to phrase that, sorry. The, like, Top's people seem to be more magical than the rest of the population, just because, first of all, they seem to be suffering, and second, you know, they always go on about the old ways, and there's a spell book that is Yolandan, I think. So that kind of implies that maybe they're a bit more magical than, you know, your everyday regular rando, but then again, we don't really know. Because I brought up the point, okay, but if you wanted more magic users and this is something that is genetic in a population, why wouldn't you just breed people? And I know that that sounds a little sketchy, but like, I'm saying when you're kind of a tyrant dictator, why wouldn't you just breed people, right? And somebody said that maybe magic isn't necessarily like a birth thing, you know what I mean? That maybe it's, you know, maybe it's either like learnt or maybe only a specific number of people has it, and then when that number of people disappeared, that was it, sort of thing. But then you kind of have to wonder, okay,
like, is it like could they have just like breeded it out a bit, or?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying have a steady flow of magic users.
Is it like picked randomly?
Well, that's what I was kind of like.
If that's the case,
that's what
then,
I was
like,
unsure
magic
about.
Never really left, or is like magic just this thing that is maybe the nomad the most, if like, what if magic is like this thing that you can tap into, and so
I have an idea, actually.
The only other, and now that the only person who can tap into magic that's left is the nomad, is he particularly magical? Maybe is that what's in his chest? We don't know.
Are you ready for my idea?
Yes.
So my idea is...
Wait, I guess I did mention how in the Little Shop of Horror one, that it was after in Little Shop of Horrors, when the plant kills everyone, it destroys the world, bringing upon the post-apocalyptic landscape of Nomad and Nowhere.
Oh, God.
And all the magic users were just people who got the essence of, I don't know, Little Shop of Horrors plant. Please continue.
My idea was maybe... Okay, I don't know how to necessarily explain this well. Maybe magic was something that was spread out. Okay, so say there's 100% magic. Okay, this is gonna sound weird to explain, but are you with me, Hunter?
Yes.
That there's 100% magic, alright?
Mm-hmm.
And so, let's say that 100% is spread out between 100 people. So 100 people have 1% magic.
Yes.
So what if, because all the people are dead, the nomad, because he's the only one left, now has, now he has 100% of the magic. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So what do we do with that? You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of what I'm trying to get at, is that maybe... Oh God, I hurt I hurt my own fucking brain. You know what I mean? That magic is something that is a source in the universe, and it's sort of spread out amongst a large group of people. But then after that sort of, I don't want to say that large group of people were gone, but after that large group of people were getting killed, it then sort of went into the nomad. Almost like the maiden powers, like it picked somebody else to go to. But then because the nomad was sort of the only one left, it only sort of went into him. Right? That makes sense. So maybe it's like that. And so maybe that's why the nomad is so important, because after all those people died, like 100% of their magic went into him. Question mark.
Yes.
Smiley face. Like, I don't know. That was a bad way to explain. I'm pretty sure you guys probably understand what I mean.
Kind of in the nomad. Or
yeah.
Rather, yes. Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about. How.
Or like, he sort of he's harnessed all of it.
Yes.
Like, if it was a finite energy in the universe, when all those people died, yes, some of it went into the crown, but then some of it also went into him, and that's why he's so important. He basically has the other half of the magic in the universe left over inside of him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's our history lesson, and that was a quick idea, I guess, thrown out there. Let me know what you guys think of that. But yeah, I don't know, the history is just super interesting, because, like, you have so many, like, things going on here. You have, like these sort of monster governors, and you have this, like, corrupt king, and then you have, like, you know, you just have all this stuff going on, right? Like, I don't know, I think that it is pretty cool that they've sort of made such a big world in such a small amount of time, you could say. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah. Yeah. And so, that's just kind of all I gotta say. Hunter, are you good?
Yes.
Alright, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember that you guys should join our Discord server, become patrons over on Patreon, and sort of comment down below with your thoughts on our history lesson plus random idea that we made up just now. So I, again, hope that you guys did enjoy it, and we will see you guys later. Bye, guys!